Hoes, hoes, hoes. Merry Christmas to all of you, the CE Nation. You smell me? I am here tonight on the show. And tonight on and tonight on the show, I want to talk about my NFL top 12 teams. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull it out. What the fuck is happening? All right, here we go. Here we go. My NFL. Go. My NFL top 12 teams. All right. So number one, I got obviously they've been here for a long time. Baltimore Ravens, best defense. Well, not the best defense, but a pretty good top 5 defense. Lamar Jackson's unstoppable. Probably gonna be the win the MVP. Mark Ingram though, he's got an injury now, but we're not focused on that. We'll focus on that in January in the playoffs. Right now, I think they're the number one team in the NFL, obviously. The Saints. I've been impressed with the Saints. They were very impressed on Monday Night Football a few weeks ago. Last week, they were down, I believe, 14-3 to start off the game versus Tennessee, but they came back and won. I was interested how they would play because Tennessee's a good football team. I think they won They went into that game, have won 6 of the last 7 games going into that game. And they're a good football team. They run the football. They play defense. Ryan Tannehill has been playing really good ever since he got put in that starting lineup in Tennessee. And, I know Drew Brees' numbers do go down in Tennessee. He got off to a slow start, but he did a great job of running the troops and coming back and winning that game. Defensively, I'm also impressed with the Saints. I really am. The Saints, number 2. Number 3, San Francisco. I was impressed with the way they were able to come back, after they were losing, I believe, 21-10 versus Los Angeles Rams. I was impressed with the way they were able to come back and win that game. I'm a little bit worried about their defense. In the last 3 games versus the Saints, Atlanta, and Rams have not looked that good. So I'm a little bit worried about their defense. They got to get healthy. They got to get healthy. But we'll see what happens. I got that at number 3. Number 4, New England. I like the way New England's running game is starting. Sony Michel looked a little bit better this week versus Buffalo. Defensively, also they did a good job of although he's a young quarterback, Josh Allen. They did a good job of only holding them to 17 points. I was impressed, especially more than anything with the way they finally got Sony Michel going, because that's been a problem for them. That was key last year. Last year, that was a big part of the reason they were able to make that Super Bowl run and win it. Something that was working for them offensively was Rob Gronkowski and Sony Michel. You no longer have You no longer have Rob Gronkowski. Can you at least get Sony Michel going here? They finally did this past week, so that was good to see. Number 5, Kansas City. I don't know what to make about their W this week versus Chicago. I believe, what was it, 26-3? I mean, Chicago's not a very good football team. Michelle Trubisky sucks ass. But I think their defense has slowly gotten better as the weeks have gone on. We'll see what happens. I think Patrick Mahomes is finally healthy. Tyreek Hill is finally healthy. This team, I think a long time this year, it was either Tyreek Hill was hurt, Patrick Mahomes was hurt. They're finally both healthy. They're the 2 best players on this team, along with Trevor Kelsey. They're finally getting healthy at the right time. Defense is looking a little bit better. I don't think their defense is good, especially the front 7 like it was last year. But it's looking better than it was the first few weeks of the season. I think Kansas City's at least a top 5 team. Number 6, Green Bay. I was very impressed with their win last night. I thought, I know it was a third-string running back for Minnesota. I know that Dalvin Cook and Alexander Madison were not playing, but at the same time, I thought Green Bay really did a good job of winning the line winning the battle of the line of scrimmage, both offensively and defensively last night. I thought they looked tough for the first time all year. I thought this Matt LaFleur team looked tough. They tough. That's how you look. That's how you know when you're tough. When you win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and they won the battle at the line of scrimmage versus Minnesota, both defensively and offensively. I was impressed. I told Packer Nation the difference in this game was Minnesota was not able to run the football. You guys were able to run the football. That's how you win tough football games late in the year. Run the football and play defense, and that is what the Packers did. I don't know what to think about this team. Like I said it last night in my review, I feel like this team is more built successfully around Aaron Jones than Aaron Rodgers. That's what I feel. I feel this is starting to become more of a first run. Maybe it's just this year. It might just be this year. It seems like the team is it's best when Aaron Jones is the man. I don't know why, but it just seems like that. Number 7, Seattle. They had a fart this week versus Arizona, but it could be because they're getting ready for that big game versus San Francisco next week. Chris Carson's out for the season. They went out and got Marshawn Lynch. We'll see. Marshawn Lynch has not played football in a long time. We'll see how he looks. I think he's expected to play this week versus San Francisco. So possibly just laid a fart just because they were thinking about the San Francisco game before the Arizona game. But this is a team that I keep saying it week after week. They don't got a lot. It's Russell Wilson, and that's it. It's a bunch of average players. Only 2 Pro Bowlers, Russell Wilson and Bobby Wagner. There's not a lot of stuff here. It's Russell Wilson's making chicken salad out of chicken chat. I bet you pardon. But we'll see how they look. Number 8, Houston. I think it's very they have some nice pieces offensively. Obviously, Carlos Hyde, Duke Johnson, Deshaun Watson, Duke Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller. Will Fuller is hurt. Hopefully, he can come back for this playoff run. I think it's key. If I'm Houston, I want to get that number 3 seed, and I want to avoid playing Buffalo that first week. Even though the game would be in Houston, that is what I'm trying to do if I'm Houston this week. I'm looking to get that number 3 seed. I'd rather play Pittsburgh, Tennessee, whatever. I don't want to play Buffalo in that tough defense that first week. So if I'm Houston, I'm trying to win that game. I'm trying to eliminate my rival, Tennessee, out of the playoffs. And at the same time, I'm trying to get to that number 3 seed. I'd rather play a different team than Buffalo in that first week. So if I'm Houston, I'm trying to win this week. I'm trying to get up to that number 3 seed and not play Buffalo that first week. There's also J.J. Watt maybe coming back. He's starting practicing again. They're saying he might be able to play in the playoffs. That's key. You got your leader on defense again. That's also key. Number 9, Buffalo. Old school football. Run the ball, play D. I bet you pardon. Run the football, play D. Run the football, play defense. Josh Allen. I've been impressed with this kid. He impresses me. I think it's a good football team. Like I just said, I think they can get an upset in that first round on the road. I don't know who's, especially if they play Houston. I don't know. Houston, to me, like I said, they got some nice pieces, but I think they're off defensively. They're kind of average. Bill O'Brien's not a good coach. When it comes to certain situations, I can see Buffalo upsetting a team like Houston in the wild card round. So watch out for Buffalo to make some noise in the playoffs, possibly. Because they got a defense, they run the football, and that is how you're successful in the playoffs. Number 10, Minnesota. They struggled last night. Kirk Cousins continues to suck more ass than Tiger Woods on Monday Night when he had the affairs on Monday Night Football. But I will say they did not have a running game. They didn't have neither Dalvin Cook or Alexander Madison were there tonight. I'm not sure if Adam Thielen is 100%. That's also something I'm looking at. So give him a few more weeks. Playoffs don't start for another 2 weeks. Let's see Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, Adam Thielen getting a little bit more healthier, and let's see how this team looks like. I think last night they obviously were not in full strength. I think after a while they just gave up on the running game. They like Mike Boner sucks ass, and they just became one-dimensional with the passing game. So I want to be fair. Let's see how they look in a few weeks once everybody gets healthy again. Dalvin Cook, Alexander Madison, and Adam Thielen. Let's see how they look. Number 11, Tennessee. They're in the driver's seat here. I think all they got to do is win a game, and they're in the playoffs. Simple as that. I think they won, 6 out of the last 8 games? They got off to a slow start, but ever since they put Ryan Tannehill in the starting lineup, they've been successful. Another team like Buffalo, run the football, play defense. Last week, Derrick Henry was not available versus the Saints. You get him back this week. And I still thought they played very well at times versus Tennessee. I bet you pardon. They played very well versus the Saints. Can you imagine if they would have had Derrick Henry available? Another team, just like Minnesota. Can you imagine if they would have had Dalvin Cook available last night? Let's see how they look this week versus Houston with Derrick Henry. Let's see. I think out of all the teams to get that final wild card, I think it's the favorite, Tennessee. In the AFC, Tennessee. Last Philadelphia again for last. The 12th team. The only reason I'm putting Philadelphia in this year is because they're on a 3-game winning streak. They're in first place in the NFC East. They got a home game schedule, but there's unfinished business. Now they're saying that there's a possibility that they go into this football game versus New York Football Giants without Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, and Deshaun Jackson. They're saying they might all be out. The thing has been, who's his favorite weapon? Zach Ertz. He's had him all this time. The team has been fucked up the whole season. Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey have been fucked the whole year. But the guy who's always been there alongside Carson Wentz has been his best friend, his favorite target, Zach Ertz. Now they're saying he might not play this week. And I keep saying this about this matchup. I think defensively, Philadelphia's a little bit better, but not by much. I think they're like ranked 23 on the secondary, Philadelphia. They're not a very good defensive team in the back four. The front seven, they are, but in the back four, they're not. And what does New York have? Weapons. Golden Tate, Sterling Shepard, Elvin Ingram, the tight end. Then you got possibly the best running back when healthy out of the backfield, and Saquon Barkley. Daniel Jones looked fantastic versus Washington. There's a possibility this could happen. If Carson Wentz goes into that game without neither Zach Ertz, Deshaun Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, on paper, New York's better offensively. They are. Simple as that. So there's unfinished business done here for Philadelphia. They could be in trouble this weekend. They really could. We'll see what happens. But ladies and gentlemen, those are my top 12 teams. Let me know in the comment section what you think. I want to wish you once again another ho ho ho. I beg you pardon. Another Merry Christmas. Hoes to all of you, the fans. Have a Merry Christmas and stay safe. And don't drink and drive. Don't be the pendejo that's in jail worrying about dropping the soap, taking a 12-inch sausage off the backside on your Christmas night. Don't be the pendejo doing that. So, stay safe. Drive responsibility. Don't eat a lot. Take an extra underwear if possible, just in case you get the Mexican diarrhea. I beg you pardon, the Christmas diarrhea. But until next time, I'm out like a light. Hose. Ho, ho, ho. I beg you pardon. Until next time, ho, ho, ho. I'm out like a light.